Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you 2 of many Royal Rumble review series. This is my second one, well, out of the order. And if you want to check out the other Royal Rumble series that I've done, you can check it out on the playlist on this channel. You should be able to find it. It really isn't that hard to find. If you can't find it, then I don't know what's wrong with you. And there's also a playlist for the Royal Rumble review series that I did on the CM Brothers channel. I did predictions and review series. You can check that one out as well. And yeah, so I'm just going to get on to this Royal Rumble review series. So, this one's called WWF World Wrestling Federation Royal Rumble 1989. Yeah, something popped up real quick. So I thought, yeah, this is the second Royal Rumble review. Well, the second Royal Rumble ever in history. I thought, overall, this actually was a great show, and I'm going to tell you why. So, let's talk about the historic standpoint. This is actually the first ever Royal Rumble that ever went on pay-per-view. Because the first ever Royal Rumble was on TV. It was on free cable TV, and it did actually a great rating too, I heard. And they also had that. They also had the first ever 30-man Royal Rumble match. Now you're probably looking at me like I have 2 heads, saying, "What? Owen, are you crazy? That only 30? I mean, didn't they have a Royal Rumble match last year?" Well, yeah, they did, but it was only 20. I think they were just trying it out at first, so they only had 20. This time they had 30. So, yeah, I thought this was awesome stuff. And this Royal Rumble took place in the Summit in Houston, Texas. And it took place on January, let me just check out the date real quick, 15th, 1989. And let's just kick it off. So, alright, so let me just pull out my little cheat sheet of notes real quick. Alright, so we had Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. Like I said, in my Royal Rumble 1988 review, the first one ever, I love Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. He is a great heel commentator. Like, there's heel commentators nowadays, but they really need to take over on Jesse the Body Ventura, because he did great at being a heel commentator. I thought he did awesome. So we get the first match. It's Dino Bravo and the fabulous Wugo, I don't really know how to say the name, Wogius, the fabulous Wugo brothers, I think that's how you say it. And that team consisted of Jackies and Raymond, both Wugo, and they had French Mountain and Jimmy Hart as the manager, because French Mountain was in the corner of Dino Bravo, and Jimmy Hart was in the corner of the Wugo brothers. And they had a match against the Hart Foundation, which is Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And this was kind of like a Team USA versus Team Canada match. And I thought it was a great match, and it was a 2 out of 3 falls match, which made the match better, because it kind of felt like it was just kind of a 6-man tag team match with everybody thrown on it, and the 2 out of 3 falls match really made this match good. So they start out the match with the faces dominating the heels. One spot in the match is Jim the End. Everybody was in the ring, and the face team was just doing like shoulder thrusters to all the members of the heel team. That was awesome. And then Bravo's team starts getting the heat on Bret Hart. Eventually, one of the Wugo brothers pulls down the rope, and Bret Hart falls out. And then one of the Wugo brothers, I can't really think of who's who, picks up Bret Hart, and then and the other one does a senton off the top rope and gets the first fall on Bret Hart. So then the heels just dominate Bret Hart. One spot I liked in this match was Bret Hart. One of the Wugo brothers had Bret Hart in a Boston Crab, and he was trying to crawl to tag his partner, and he did, but one of the Wugos, he tagged the Anvil Nighthawk, and one of the Wugo brothers distracted the ref, so it didn't count. The tag wasn't seen. But then eventually Bret Hart fights back. He hits an atomic drop, and he tags in Hacksaw Jim Duggan for the hot tag. He starts going off on everybody, cleaning house, and he actually slingshots both the Hart Foundation over the top rope onto him. And it looked like when he slingshotted Bret Hart, it actually hurt Bret Hart a little bit. I don't know if it's because he was selling or what, but it actually looked like it did hurt Bret Hart. And then eventually Hacksaw Jim Duggan hit an elbow on one of the Wugo brothers and got the second fall. So now the falls were down 1-1 apiece. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was going off on one of the Wugo brothers, and then the heels started to get the heat on Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and then he made a hot tag to Bret Hart. He started going off on everybody, and then eventually Jim the Anvil Nighthawk was in the ring, and the referee was distracted by him. And then Hacksaw Jim Duggan, behind the referee's back, hit Dino Bravo with the 2x4 that he carries with him. And Bret Hart covers him for the win, and the Hart Foundation and Hacksaw Jim Duggan went over. Something I did like about this match too was the fans were chanting for USA, and I was the first thinking, the Hart Foundation are from Canada, so I didn't get this, and I didn't think the commentators were going to put it up, but Jesse Ventura brought that up. This is why I like him on commentary, because he brings up the obvious stuff. So I liked that, and everything else was pretty good. Everything else was pretty good. So next, superstars are like picking their numbers from like the tumbler, I think they call it, for the Royal Rumble. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, picks out his number, and he thinks it's going to be a great number, and it ends up not being a good number. So he calls over Slick, and he's going to work out a deal with him. So you can probably see where this is going. And then who else picked out numbers? Jake the Snake Roberts. All he cared about was whether or not he was in when Andre the Giant was in. What else? The Rockers, which is Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, and they got pretty good numbers. The Bushwhackers, which consist of, I actually have to check it out real quick. Butch, and I have to just look it up real quick. Bushwhacker Butch and Bushwhacker Luke. That's who they. And I guess they both got good numbers, so they just traded numbers. Who else had good numbers? I know I should. Trying to remember who else had good numbers. Hockey Talk Man picked a number. He got a pretty good number, I guess. I can't remember anybody else, but they just did that, and a lot of people got good numbers. A lot of people got... Oh, Bad News Brown got one, and he says, it's good news for bad news. I thought that was good stuff. And everyone was picking numbers. So then the next match was Rockin' Robin. Yeah, you know the song Rockin' Robin? Apparently, for all you non-wrestling fans out there, there was a wrestler back then named Rockin' Robin. It's kind of strange, but oh well. And she was defending the Women's Championship against Junie Mountain. And we had Sensational Sherry on commentary for the match. Because she said, because I guess she was the champion when she lost the match. Like, she lost it to Rockin' Robin. And she has like a rematch, so she's going to like face the winner of this match. She even said that before the match started. The match was fine. What didn't help was Sensational Sherry kind of burying the match on commentary. That didn't help, but the match was a passable match. At least it was longer than the Diva matches nowadays. Back then, these were real women. But Rockin' Robin wins the match with the crossbody on Junie Mountain and retains the title. The match was passable. It was a decent match. So then the Twin Towers get interviewed, and that team is Slick's the manager, and it consists of Big Boss Man, and I actually got to check who else. Big Boss Man and Akeem. And they said they're going to take out Hulk Hogan. He acts like he doesn't know anything about the deal that he has with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I thought this was a fine promo. Now this next part was awesome. we get Ravishing Rick Rude with Bobby the Brain Heenan versus the Ultimate Warrior, who at the time was the current reigning and defending Intercontinental Champion. And they have a pose down. This was awesome. We don't really see stuff like this. I can't believe they don't do stuff like this. I like that they're doing pose downs. So, I'm not really going to go into detail on how they do the pose down. They do the pose down, and I thought this was great. Very entertaining stuff. Just because it was something that you don't really see now. It's something new, something inventive, and it's a way to get over the feud without actually having a match. Ricky Steamboat is posing. They have like a best of 4 poses. Pretty much anytime not Ricky Steamboat, Ravishing Rick Rude. I botched right there. Anytime he would pose, the fans kept booing him, and anytime Warrior would pose, the fans cheered him. And he actually played his theme song. When he was posing, and then the Warrior wouldn't play his theme song. He just did it quick, and the fans loved him. And they kept, taking their time. And eventually, Mean Gene Okerlund Rude kept insulting Mean Gene Okerlund too. It was actually pretty awesome. And eventually, what happens is Rude realizes he's gonna lose, so he attacks. Heenan sprays like some water in the Warrior's face, and he had like this what's it called? Like a bendable like weight that he was using to like pump himself up, and he hits him, and it's like steel too, and he hits Warrior in the back of the head with it, and he beats the crap out of him with it, and then he puts him in like some sort of submission hold and walks out. Then afterwards, people are trying, like people and referees and people from the locker room are trying to attend to Warrior, and then Warrior just shoves him and attacks him afterward and is pissed. I thought this was great stuff. It made I keep watching his name. It made Rick Rude look strong, and it was a way to get over the feud without actually having a match, because I think they were having a feud for the IC title. So I thought this was good stuff. And then managers talk about backstage about how their superstars are gonna do in the Royal Rumble match, and Mr. Fuji said no matter who wins between Axe and Smash, who are in Demolition, and they were the current reigning and defending World Tag Team Champions, either way he wins, which is actually a good point.
I have a real picture of them on graduation day that I think I might.
What else? Miss Elizabeth said she doesn't care who wins, and she hopes that it doesn't come down between Hogan and Savage, because they were in a tag team called the Mega Powers, and she doesn't want it to come down to that because she likes them both. Jimmy Hart was pretty much praising the Honky Tonk Man, says he hopes he wins, and I think that was the only managers that got interviewed. I thought it was good stuff though. So then we get to the next match. Well, first Jesse the Body Ventura cuts a promo on the Kin's like chair at the throne, and he says that whoever wins this match is going to be like the true Kin, and he says that he should be the true Kin of the WWF. I thought that was awesome. So we get the match. It was Haiku with Bobby the Brain Heenan versus Harley Race, and the winner becomes the true Kin. The reason why this match was happening is because they were trying to decide who the Kin was, and apparently Hulk Hogan had taken out Harley Race, so he lost his rights to become Kin, and I think Haiku won the Kin in the ring somehow, so he became the Kin. I think that's how it happened. I'm not really exactly sure because I wasn't alive when this was going on. That's how they described it though. So they both came out using Jerry the King Lawler's theme song that he has now, and whoever also won would get the managerial services of Bobby the Brain Heenan, because he was rooting for both guys throughout the match. And before the match starts, Harley Race comes out, and I don't know what it's called, but it's like a place where you sit down and you have people pull you. It's like, I don't know what it's called though, but Harley Race tipped Haiku off of it, and he attacks him, and they actually have a pretty back and forth match. I thought it was great stuff. Harley Race really got a lot of offense in this match. He hit a pile driver one in the ring and one on the floor. He had a reverse neck breaker, and Haiku kept kicking out of all this stuff. At one point, they had headbutt exchanges when Harley Race kept trying to headbutt Haiku, but Haiku was too strong to be taken down by any of that stuff. And then eventually Haiku throws him back first into the apron. I'm not really going in order, by the way, what happened. I'm just going off the top of my head. And what else happens? They both try to go off the top rope off each other. They both miss. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh.
Dinner.
I'm not hungry right now.
Owen's not.
So then, alright, so next thing that happens was, alright, next thing that happens, I just got a little distracted. Yeah, Harley Race and Haiku are having the match. I got a little distracted. So then, eventually, and Harley Race Bobby the Brain Heenan was cheering for both guys. Because he wins no matter what. He was going to go with the winner no matter what. So, eventually, Haiku just super kicks Harley Race for the win. And, he won, and he's the true king, and he got the manager services of Bobby the Brain Heenan. I wasn't really sure who was heel in this match. I think they were both supposed to be heel, but it felt like Harley Race was more of a heel, and he was kind of that old timer because Haiku. So that's why probably Haiku won, to put over the new talent. So then afterwards, superstars get interviewed. I forget what this is. Throughout the night, superstars like Mr. Perfect, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, the Brain Busters, which is Arn Anderson, and I forget the other guy's name. I watched this like hours ago, so it's kind of hard for me to tell. I think his name is Tully Blanchard, but I'm going to check real quick. I'm just going to check real quick. Alright. I'm just trying to check to see, yeah, it was Arn Anderson and, come on, stop, these pop-ups keep happening. Alright, so it was Arn Anderson and, Tully Blanchard. I think that's how you say his name. So yeah, they were out there, and so was Andre the Giant, and what else? I'm just losing. Let me think. I forget. It was the Heenan family. So it was all of Bobby the Brain Heenan's clients. They said they're going to win, and Andre the Giant says he would throw them over the top rope if it means winning the Rumble. So then Hulk Hogan got interviewed, said he was going to win, and if he has to throw Savage out, he has to throw Savage out. And Mr. Perfect said this is going to be the year of perfection. All the superstars are getting interviewed, and it was actually good stuff. So now I think the next match was the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble was next. And like I said, I'm not really experienced in doing a Royal Rumble match. And this Royal Rumble review hasn't really been that good because I've been getting distracted a lot. So, yeah. But I'm just gonna go over this review, what kind of this, and what I'm gonna do is if there's anything spot that comes to if there's any spot that comes to mind in the match, then I will mention it. So the first entrant was Axe from Demolition, and then his tag team partner Smash was number 2. I thought that was awesome that they did that. Because it was just great stuff. I was thinking it would be kind of cool if Smash was number 2, and it was. I thought that was awesome. And it showed how important it was to win the Royal Rumble match, because they actually did end up fighting each other. And then number 3 was Andre the Giant, and then they started working together to try to get Andre the Giant out of the match. Mr. Perfect was number 4. Ronnie Garvin was number 5. Greg the Hammer Valentine was number 6. I think he said that... I think he was one of the Heenan guys. No, he said that he'd take out anybody. Number 7 was Jake the Snake Roberts. Number 8 was Ron Bass. Number 9 was Shawn Michaels. He actually lasted quite a while in there. And it actually showed that they did have some plans for him in the future. Number 10 was Bushwhacker Butch. Number 11 was the Honky Tonk Man. Number 12 was Tito Santana. Number 13 was Bad News Brown. Number 14 was Marty Jannetty. Number 15 was Macho Man Randy Savage. And he kind of cleaned house for a little bit. One spot he just came to mind was Andre the Giant headbutted Mr. Perfect. And he like flipped like this to keep himself in. I thought that was good stuff. Arn Anderson was number 16. Tully Blanchard was number 17. Arn Anderson's tag team partner. Number 18 was Hulk Hogan, and he cleaned house in this match. Number 19 was Bushwhacker Luke. Number 20 was Coco Beware, waste of a Royal Rumble number. Number 21 was the Warlord. Number 22 was Big Boss Man. Number 23 was Akeem. No. Akeem, I don't know how to say that. Number 24 is Brutus the Barber Beefcase. He did cut a promo earlier. Number 25 was the Red Rooster. Number 26 was the Barbarian. Number 27 was Big Boss Man. Number 28 was Hercules. Number 29 was Rick Martel. And number 30, I'll get to that later. You can probably see who it is because I haven't mentioned him yet. So, I'm just going to kind of cover this real quick. Some good spots in the match. Like I said, Shawn Michaels lasting that long showed that they had a lot of plans for him. And, I thought that was great. I'm just kind of going to go through. And I liked how Demolition kept working. Finally, like I said, worked together right when Andre the Giant came in, because everyone was trying to work together to get him out, but it wasn't really working out because he was so big. So I'm going to go through over the eliminations. Mr. Perfect eliminated Axe. Andre the Giant eliminated Smash. And I'm just going to kind of mention this now. In the match, Andre the Giant, when Jake the Snake Roberts came in, he never really had a chance because Andre the Giant just attacked him and eliminated him. And then later on in the match, Jake the Snake Roberts comes back out with Damien, his snake. And the feud was that Andre the Giant's afraid of snakes. So when he sees Damien, Andre the Giant just eliminates himself because he's so scared. I thought that was good stuff. I thought Mr. Perfect was eliminated by Hulk Hogan. Andre the Giant eliminated Ronnie Garvin. Randy Savage eliminated Greg the Hammer Valentine. I already talked about Jake the Snake Roberts injury. Ron Bass was eliminated by the Rockers, Michaels and Jannetty. Shawn Michaels, he actually lasted a long time in this match. Like I said, he really showed how long he lasted. And he was eliminated by Arn Anderson and Randy Savage, which was kind of weird that they were working together because Randy Savage is a face. And he was actually the current WWF champion. I forgot to mention that. And Arn Anderson's a heel. Bad News Brown eliminated Bushwhacker Butch. Bushwhacker Butch and Tito Santana eliminated the Honky Tonk Man, which I thought was kind of weird. Arn Anderson eliminated Tito Santana. Hulk Hogan. Okay, I'm going to talk about this one, actually. So, Marty Jannetty was eliminated by Arn Anderson and Blanchard, by the way. You didn't really see that happen. So, Hulk Hogan and was actually being double-teamed by two superstars. I forget who. And, after he had eliminated Coco... Let me just go over Hogan's eliminations. He eliminated Coco Beware, both the Bushwhackers, and the Warlord came in, and immediately he was eliminated in like 2 seconds by Hulk Hogan. That was a record for the shortest time in the Royal Rumble match. That like set a record. And Hulk Hogan was being double teamed, and Randy Savage had a chance to kind of help him out, but he didn't do that, so that was kind of teasing the WrestleMania match that they had later on. And another thing that teased it was Bad News Brown was trying to eliminate Randy Savage, and eventually Hulk Hogan eliminated both of them. I think but I think it was an accident. He just meant to eliminate Bad News Brown, but he accidentally eliminated Randy Savage too. So they had a little bit of an argument. Miss Elizabeth came out, wanted them to work things out, and they shook hands. And I actually thought Randy Savage was going to eliminate Hulk Hogan, and I thought that would have been awesome, but it didn't happen. So it set up that feud between the Mega Powers, the big explosion. So then Hogan and Big Boss Man go at it, and they were having like a feud, and they were actually going back and forth at it. And then his tag team partner Akeem comes out, and both the Titan Towers eliminate Hogan, and then Hogan just has a big brawl with the Titan Towers on the outside. He's beating the crap out of Big Boss Man, and he bounces his head off the turnbuckle, throws a chair at him, has a brawl with Akeem, and Brutus the Barber Beefcake then came out because he was the next entrant and helped Hogan fight him off. And then eventually Big Boss Man went back in the win, and Hogan pulled the rope down, and Boss Man was eliminated. And him and Boss Man fight to the back. Even at one point, Hogan hit Boss Man with the case. Alright, so let me just kind of scroll down real quick. So then when Big John Studd also comes in, everyone was trying to work together with him to try to get Akeem out. And Boss Man was like, no, I want to do this by myself. And I thought that was awesome. Alright, so let me just kind of... So Big Boss Man, Hulk Hogan. I'm not really going to go through who the Red... I forget who the Final Four were. I know that's probably pretty bad, but I forget who the... I think it came down to... Hold on. So then, number 30. So Ted DiBiase had made that deal with what's his face? Oh, Slick. And earlier he said it's good. It's lucky to be rich. So then, Randy Savage. No, Ted DiBiase came out number 30. So that's actually awesome stuff. I guess that one of the Titan Towers got number 30. So I guess he wanted to make sure that one of them came in together so they could beat up Hulk Hogan, which I thought made a lot of sense. So he's in, and Virgil, the managers usually are supposed to go to the back, but Virgil stayed out there because Jesse Ventura looked at it and said he's not really a manager, he's a bodyguard. So then let me just kind of go through the eliminations. Hercules was eliminated by the Barbarian and Ted DiBiase, and the Red Rooster was eliminated by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And I believe the Final Four was actually Rick Martel, but it was Rick Martel, Akeem, Ted DiBiase, and Big John Studd. But I could be wrong, because I forget it. Rick Martel, like I said, was eliminated by Akeem, and then DiBiase and the Barbarian was eliminated by Rick Martel. The Red Rooster was eliminated by Ted DiBiase. I went over all the other eliminations. And it comes down to 3, and DiBiase is just kind of barking orders for Akeem to just pretty much beat the crap out of Big John Studd. They were all heels, but Big John Studd was kind of acting like a face at this point. I wonder because he was the most likable out of all of them. So then, Big John, Akeem goes to Avalanche. That's what he likes to call his move. Big John Studd in the corner, but Studd pulls DiBiase right in front of him and splashes him. And then he clubs, he eliminates Akeem. And then it's down to Big John Studd and Ted DiBiase. And Big John Studd pretty much beats the crap out of him, eliminates him, and Big John Studd wins the Rumble. And then afterwards, Virgil tries to attack him from behind. He fights him off, beats the crap out of him, and throws him over the top rope just to add the extra advantage. And Big John Studd won the Rumble. And overall, for both a historical standpoint, because this was the first Royal Rumble on pay-per-view, and the first Royal, and it set up the Savage Hogan match. This was just a great show in general. This is probably one of my favorite pay-per-views I've seen. I definitely enjoyed that 1989's Royal Rumble. I thought it was great. I saw this review that wasn't that great, but I was distracted a lot because I kept getting distracted, as you just saw 2 seconds ago. The Royal Rumble I thought was great. I actually had no clue who won. I had heard who won before, but I forgot who won. I thought Hogan. I know Hogan didn't win because I know he didn't win. I know he's won a Rumble before, but I didn't know he won. I knew it wasn't that one. I knew Savage didn't win because he never won a Rumble. I knew it wasn't Warrior. I thought he'd be in the match. I am actually surprised he wasn't. Big John Studd, I would never think won the Rumble, and I don't know what happened to him after this match, if he turned face or what. I'm assuming, I'm not going to really look it up, but I'm assuming this pay-per-view did great buys and stuff. I know this was a good build-up show, because it built up the main event for WrestleMania 5. It was a good historical standpoint, because it was the first Royal Rumble, 30-man Royal Rumble. It was the first Royal Rumble on pay-per-view, and it was also a good match standpoint. I liked every match, even the women's match wasn't that bad. That would probably be my worst match of the night, though. I liked the 6-man 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. I liked the Harley Race and Haiku match, and the Royal Rumble was great because of the unpredictability. I had no clue who won. And Big John Studd, it was actually a pretty big moment. I have a feeling he turned face afterwards. I mean, it kind of wouldn't make any sense if you had him come out and turn heel after this had happened, but I don't know. WWE has done stranger stuff. Overall, that's my review of the Royal Rumble. If you want to check out my other reviews, it will be on the playlist on this channel. And I'm sorry if this review wasn't the best, but I got distracted a lot during this video because I had distractions distracting me. And yeah. And I know I didn't. I had to kind of jump around a lot during a Royal Rumble match because it really kind of isn't easy to review a Royal Rumble match. It's kind of hard because there was stuff I wanted to squeeze in. So this practice maybe will help me. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to subscribe to my channel and see more from me, you can click right down here if the subscribe button's still down there. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you later. Peace out.